Proportion of renters. This is basically trying to find out what percentage of renters are actually in a suburb. And what it does is, as a general rule of thumb, 30% of property owners are investors. So if renters percentage is less than equal to 30%, is generally really good. So which basically means the suburb with lower proportion of renters will generally be more attractive than suburbs with higher proportion of renters. The lower the proportion of renters, the lower the vacancy rate, and which basically means the less supply of rentable accommodation available in that area. What you got to be careful is that if there are too many renters, which basically means there are too many investors in that area, and it tells me that it's an investor driven market. This is what usually happens in a mining town, for example. You'll see a lot of investors actually flock to an area, and then there are more renters in that area, like Moranbah. That's what happened to Moranbah. I'm not an expert in Moranbah, but that's what I believe happened there, where there were too many investors at the time. Moranbah became a hot place to invest. Everybody flocked to it, and then I don't know what the economy is doing there right now, but at one stage there were so many properties just sitting vacant because they were all owned by investors, and there weren't many people wanting to rent in that area. And how do you find that out? That's a really good question, because you don't really get this stat anywhere else. So for that, I go to ABS, and I'll in the next section where I validate all the signals, we'll go through live scenarios, and in that I'll tell you. But for that, I go into ABS and I look at tenure. And in the tenure, I'll look at what percentage of renters are in that area. So for this suburb, I think I'm looking at Barrick at this stage. For Barrick, if you look at, you've got owned outright 26.8%, owned with mortgage 51.3%, and rented 18.7%. So that's a good sign for me. Although this is based on the census that was conducted in 2011, but I would still look at it. It still gives me an idea. So if the rented proportion is only 18.7, that tells me that it's an owner occupied, that it's more of an owner occupied area and less renters, so there will be less supply of rentable property in that area. So that's a good indicator to find out what the proportion of renters are in a particular suburb.